Many thanks for staying with us here on News Today to some more stories now. And President John Dramani Mahama has asked Ghanaians not to risk voting a divided New Patriotic Party presided over by a dictator into office. Addressing party supporters at Bimbela in the northern region during a campaign tour, the president said the NPP flag bearer, Nana Addo Dankwa-Akufo-Addo, has failed to unite his party and should therefore not be voted for in the December elections. He claimed the NPP presidential candidate has been sacking party members who criticize him. President Mahama said Ghana deserved a president who can unite the nation, wondering how the NPP flag bearer could be relied upon to unite the country if he couldn't even unite his own party. But the opposition NPP has rejected the claims by the president that their flag bearer is divisive and intolerant to opposing views. Here is Member of Parliament for Ayowa's West Wogon, Emmanuel Chamanteja, speaking earlier on the AM show.
His Excellency the President, in his 2012 manifesto, he told Ghanaians there were 4 thematic areas he will accomplish in his term, in his second term as president. He talked about taking care of people. He talked about sound economy. He talked about
creating jobs.
Yeah, he talked about
you said creating jobs,
infrastructure, and he talked about good governance, no corruption. This is what His Excellency the President must be going to the good people of Ghana in his campaign to tell them.
But who says he's not saying that? Perhaps the media is speaking.
You are telling me today that he is going around saying that Nana Dankwa-Akufo-Addo is a divisive character. Look, when the man went to Western region, I mean, I am so disappointed.
In who?
His Excellency the President's campaign. When he went to Western region, all he wants to tell them is that the MPP overthrew Kwame Nkrumah, so vote for me. That's all he wants to tell them.
No, but that's not the only thing he went to say. He said that roads have been constructed and that your flag bearer perhaps
I said, did
was
he
not
tell
awake
them?
to watch.
Did he tell them? He told the first point in his theme was that their lives will improve. Did he tell them about their improved lives? He went and said, I don't know why he went to say this, that national health insurance is working, so it is don't mind MPP. The elders have a saying, it is they that sit by the fire who knows how much it burns them. It is they that sit by the fire who knows how much it burns them. His Excellency the President, if you go and stand in either Tamale or you stand in Salaga and say this, the people who go to Salaga Hospital every day, when they go, the word they use for them is that cover. It does not cover. He goes and says that 29 million people have registered. I have one. I left my wallet in my car.
You have registered?
I have registered. Today I must go and take an injection in my shoulder. The doctor wrote a prescription. Go and buy it.
Because you don't go to a type of hospital that will...
I went to Kolebu.
You are bourgeois.
I went to Kolebu.
So you are bourgeois.
Kolebu is not for... So Kolebu is for bourgeoisies. I went to Kolebu.
But it cannot be that by 2008 we had an OPD attendance in excess of national health insurance about 9 million, and now we have 29 million. It cannot be that the scheme has collapsed, is it?
You see, 29 million. Let me tell you, and I want your media organization to find out. You will go to the hospital. They will, even today, when you go to most of the hospitals, you have to pay for your card. Oh, the best I can give him is, you see, I am saying there are 4 questions. The man has answered 1 question. Even that 1 question, he promised.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Let me finish. 10. Let me establish.
Over 10, how much would you give him?
You see, for instance, on the issue of infrastructure development, His Excellency the President stood before us in Parliament and said that at the end of his term, he would have built 200.
1 to 10, how much would he
would have built 200 schools.
We know about that story.
How many has he built?
Well, we know
how many has been inaugurated? Let us assume, I want to be charitable. I want to be charitable and say that His Excellency the President has inaugurated 20 of the schools. 20 over 10, 20 over 200, 10%.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
1.8.
Now, General Overseer of the Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry has chastised Ghanaians for being overly expectant of government. Reverend Steve Mensah says though governments are elected to serve the people and make life better for the citizenry, expecting too much from the leaders puts pressure on them to deliver, thereby forcing them to make panic decisions. He was speaking earlier on the AM show.
You know, every government is trying to. I think that naturally our country is overwhelmed with problems. Apart from the energy crisis, we have that crisis. We have a lot of strikes. People are looking for better pay. You see, those things mad the vision of the presidency in thinking and forging. We have a lot of challenges: health, our NHIS, our water situation in the country, whatever. So it's like the government wants to tackle this. While tackling this,
then there's another issue.
Yeah, so sometimes you can't blame them. They are overwhelmed with a lot of issues. And I think they are doing, sometimes I wonder how they are even making it, because even me running a church, there's a church, a couple of branches. It's not easy. This branch is calling for this, the other branch wants a property, this one wants, I want to buy a land, I want to start building, I want this. And just managing just the branches alone is overwhelming. So I can imagine managing a country. You see, managing a country can be very challenging. And Ghanaian, the way we are, sometimes we are not too considerate. We want this and want it now and all that. So,
but should we be considerate? Because we've elected them to serve us, and so when we need something from them, don't you think we need to demand for it?
No, but countries like UK, US, where their economy are better, where democracy is well entrenched, even they are having challenges.
Reverend Steve Mensah further asked for the adoption of all-inclusive system of governance to help develop the country.
Somebody like Park Wesindo is really pushing for job creation. That man is an experienced person who has created a lot of jobs, built a lot of businesses. Even if he doesn't win the election, such a person should be roped into government.
You are calling for an all-inclusive government?
Yes, I think we should promote that.
But will our system allow that? Our system doesn't look like it should allow something like that.
We should make it happen. Because that guy is so intelligent, he has a proven record, he has built businesses, so we need his expertise. Otherwise, the guy is standing alone with his ideas, but because of politics, we cannot import his ideas into the government to create more jobs for our people. Unemployment is so bad in our country. A lot of people are not unemployed. People have come out of university, they are there without jobs. Meanwhile, we have a lot of natural resources in this country to be able to create more jobs for our people. That'll be very good. But I'm more interested in his job creation abilities, because I feel that when he joins the government or whatever, I don't know, it will create a lot of, he will use his ideas to create more jobs for our young people. So I think that if we're able to do an all-inclusive government where we are tapping from MPP, tapping from CPP, tapping from PPP, and we bring I think we'll have a better country. And people are honest and corruption is removed from.
Now, an Accra Circuit Court is waiting to hear the case involving the leader of the International God's Way Church, Bishop Daniel Obinim. The controversial pastor is accused of assaulting 2 teenage members of his church after he flogged them in front of the congregation for engaging in fornication. Now, he's also been investigated for alleged fraud. But let's get more now from Joining Issues Komladum, who is currently at the court premises and is joining us by phone with the very latest as far as this issue is concerned. Komla, good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us. Now, what can you report as far as this case is concerned? For instance, is the pastor, Daniel Obinim, already in court?
Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon, Kwabna. Well, I can report that Bishop Daniel Obinim has not been brought to court. He was billed to be brought to the Accra Circuit Court this morning. The court registrar has been telling me that the case was registered this morning and that they are still expecting Bishop Daniel Obinim to be brought in by the police to the Circuit Court. But then there's been no show since we've been here all morning, and we understand the police, heavy police presence that was here a while ago has just been dispersed. According to ACP Adodankwa, she's been giving directives to disperse the security men who had been brought here to ensure safety. So we could just take a listen to ACP Adodankwa who was speaking to me earlier.
Right.
We had instructions to be here, and we've had instructions to disperse the men, and that is exactly what I've done. So their presence here is no longer required. So that's why I've asked them to disperse.
Can you confirm whether he's been granted bail?
I can't confirm. My directives were very simple: disperse the men, and that is exactly what I've done.
And what does it mean to the case in itself?
I don't have any briefing on that. I had specific instruction to come and provide security. We've done that. I've been asked to disperse them, and I've done that. All other things, I cannot comment.
Thank you.
Mame Yatiwa Adudankwa.
Well, Komlado is still on the line with us. Komlado, so we've heard from the police officer there suggesting that they've actually dispersed the teaming officers that they sent there earlier. Does that in any way suggest that this thing might not even come off at all?
Well, that's what we are picking up. We are suspecting that Bishop Daniel may not just be brought to the Accra Circuit Court today, following all that has happened all day, because the indication was that the police who were sent here this morning were to come and guide and give security to the place, following the numbers of his supporters who had previously marched up at the CID headquarters yesterday and causing some park violence. And so once the police presence or the police have been dispersed from here, it is suggestive, or we can just infer that Bishop Daniel may just not be brought to court today, Kwabena.
Right. Komla, many thanks for that update. I will be returning to you a little later on for some more in subsequent bulletins. But that's Joy News' Komladum reporting from the courts with the very latest as far as that very trending issue of the leader and founder of the International God's Way Church, Daniel Obinim, is concerned. We'll be bringing you more on this subsequently. But away from that now, and one Municipal Chief Executive, Isahaku Nuhu Putiaha, has expressed concern over the attitude of some beneficiaries of the CODVET program. The MCE is worried training tools and equipment meant for the exercise are being misused. Now, according to him, the government and its development partners spent several millions of Ghana cedis to buy such equipment, only for them to be either misused or sold at paltry prices on the open market. He warned perpetrators of the act to desist from it or face the full rigors of the law. Rafiq Salam has more in the following report.
At a short ceremony to hand over training tools and equipment to 46 apprentices in the Wa municipality, the Wa Municipal Director of Education, Hamid Fusata, said the project implemented by the Council for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, CODVET, under the Development of Skills for Industry project is necessary due to the urgent need for craftsmen to upgrade themselves in their professions to become competitive in the global market.
They've realized that in our community we have many of our young ones who are out of school and yet cannot get money to go into vocations. So they asked master trainers to get people interested in certain trades so that they could sponsor them. So CODVET on its own are paying the masters for the training they are doing, because some of our youth here cannot afford. And then they also give out bursaries to them in the form of this. The masters have tools they can use to train the apprentices, and the apprentices in the long run are given tools to support them.
The Wa Municipal Chief Executive, Isahaku Nuhu Putiaha, urged apprentices to attach seriousness to their training and upgrade themselves in their respective professions to become competitive. He cautioned them against misusing and selling the items.
As I speak to you, some items were given out, and for us to meet them in the market, being given to people, they are not for sale. They are for you to train and master your job, and when you complete, it will still be able to enhance your job. Don't give them out. The lucky ones who are able to get them today, make sure you use them very well. They are not for sale and strictly not.
The items received included air compressor machine, a Catalan cylinder trolley, welding shields, drill and impact driver combo, multimeter, magnifying lens, power supply, and tool kits. The project, which started in 2014, is expected to end in November next year and is being financed by the African Development Bank and the government of Ghana. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam. Wa.
And in the capital Accra, my name is Kwabna Chencha. You're still watching News Today right here on your Joy Channel on Multi TV. Time now.